Hello, everyone. Hope you are well on this Wednesday afternoon. A lot going on. Liberation Day, as Trump puts it, where he has... I was listening to some of it a while ago as I was driving from work and trying to kind of get a handle on all of this, but it sounds like... I'll go into it. I'll go into it and give you my take on it, on his what he was saying as far as all the tariffs. Also, Elon Musk exits, it sounds like, stepping back a bit. So I'll give you my take on that part also, all right? I have a terrific passage I will share with you towards the end of the video. That is, it's very encouraging, very powerful, all right? So stay tuned. It's a good one. Two quick things. Val Kilmer, rest in peace. A great actor. I think he's one of the greatest. I think he's always been one of my favorites. Growing up in that time period, he's 65 years old, so he's just a little bit older than me. And so a lot of the movies, I loved his movies. I just liked his acting style. Seemed like a decent guy. I don't know, never met him, but I liked him. I think he was an underrated actor, personally. I loved him in Tombstone, where he played the part of Doc Holliday. The movie Top Gun, of course, where he was Iceman. And his character wasn't real likable in that movie, but he played it great and ended up good. So, and then the most recent Top Gun, I haven't watched yet. I want to watch it. So I've heard good things about it. Also, a very underrated movie that he was in. If you haven't, older movie, but if you haven't caught it, Heat. It's called Heat, H-E-A-T. Check it out. He's in that movie. There's other big names in there too. It wasn't a huge box office hit, but very good, awesome action movie too. All right. Also, I've been hearing about more arrests being made in these firebombing of Tesla dealerships. I've seen some mugshots and some people being charged federal charges. So that's a good sign. They're going to charge them with the max and try to prosecute them up to 20 years in prison. And I hope they get every minute of 20 years. I really do. I really do. It's domestic terrorism. That would send a message. Hopefully. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Liberation Day. This is what they're calling it. Now, Trump was talking about unrolling all of these tariffs. Basically, try to put it in simple terms. The way I can also understand it is that it's a reciprocal tariffs on every country. Any country that imports goods to the United States, there will be a reciprocal tariff imposed on them. So whatever they are charging us when we import things to export to them, then we will reciprocate and do the same percentage back on them when on their goods coming into the United States. Now, there's a couple of things about this. I believe that this is an effort to do several things. I think this is just in my mind now, my interpretation, but it's an effort to try to balance the trade imbalance, the deficit, trade deficit, and also to bring a lot of these countries to the table, because when they see that these tariffs are for real and it'll hit them hard too, probably harder than it hits us, I think the hope is that they will come to the table and negotiate something that is beneficial to both sides. I believe that will happen, maybe not with all of them. Also, it will bring more manufacturing back to the United States. That would take time, depending on the industry. So I believe in theory that it would help. Now, it could be a total disaster. I don't know. I don't think anybody knows for sure. It could be a total disaster, but it could be a great thing. It could generate so much that it would do a lot to put towards the national deficit. So we'll see. We have to see. I don't believe anybody is smart enough to know for sure whether this is going to be a success, a disaster, or just nothing. I don't know. I did see where China will have a 34% tariff, India 26%, and the European Union 20%. It's interesting. So we'll see what happens. Reciprocal tariff. That makes sense to me. So we'll see what happens. Share your thoughts. Sure you will. Musk exits. It sounds like, at least the reporting here, is that Musk is stepping back from Doge and from the government side of this. Now, he was deemed as a special government employee, and that only carried a 130-day limit anyway, his service of that. So I think he's probably getting close to 100 days or so anyway. Also, there were rumors of him having clashes with the White House Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles. Don't know that for sure. That's the rumors. That wouldn't be good. Also, Trump had told his cabinet, other members of his cabinet, that, hey, you're in charge of your own department. Musk does not have authority over you guys. You run your own place. You're the Secretary of Interior. You run the Secretary of Interior. You're the Secretary of State. You do your thing. You don't take orders from, I'm your boss, not Musk. So that's a little telling. So to me, it sounds like a couple of things that it could be a political liability as well. Musk has been just hated. I don't think all of that's fair, of course, but I think that now, will Musk totally disappear from Trump's orbit? No, I don't think so. I believe he would just be less visible, maybe less or no more Oval Office appearances, to the press at least. So we'll see. But he's stepping back, it looks like. That's interesting. My only concern, I like that he and his team is uncovering all this fraud. I think it's great. My only concern, the only downside of that, I think, is that, from my view, is that my concern would be that if you're making all these mass layoffs, these mass firings, my concern, especially with Social Security Administration or the VA, let's say, that you're also taking out good people, hardworking people who are providing great service. That's my concern. If you can cut the bad apples out, sure. But let's keep adequate staff, of course. That was my only little concern. No, that was my only big concern with that, actually. A big concern, not a little one. But other than that, I don't see how people can be angry with somebody who is uncovering fraud. That's a good thing. You're uncovering fraud, saving the taxpayers, saving the country a lot of money. Right? Two dangers I see in this, though, with him stepping back and kind of being out of the spotlight with this. We'll see what happens. But the first thing that popped into my brain is that are efforts going to continue to uncover the fraud, which they've got on a good roll here? Is that just going to stop, or is it going to continue and just Musk is in the background? I hope that's the case. And then the other thing that jumped into my brain was that the far left loonies that have been firebombing his dealerships and all this, they may look at this as this may embolden them and may take a moral victory or victory lap over this and embolden them even more. Who's the next target? You see what I'm saying? That's my concern there. They may look at this is how warped they are anyway, I'm sure, is a justification. This justifies their destruction. Now, again, there's peaceful protesting and there's destruction of property and attacking people. That's criminal. That part is criminal. They could see this as, hey, it worked. So we got Musk out of the background. So firebombing Teslas and dealerships and people own Teslas, that paid off. Hey, it worked. What else can we do? Who's next? Who's the next target? That's my concern there. I don't know. I may be way off on that. Y'all let me know. So there's that. I did see where also the FBI, the report is that over 40 people were arrested. I think it was yesterday actually. Venezuelan gang ties, the TDA, in Hays County, Texas. Didn't say exactly what the charges were. FBI was involved. They've been in this investigation for a while. So they're really going after these gang members, which I think is awesome. Please continue. Go for it. Get them out. Get them out of here. You're out. You're out. But so those were the things that I was kind of keeping up with somewhat during the day as I am able to. So yeah, share your thoughts. I think that however you think about all this stuff, keep preparing. Keep preparing, because we just don't know. We know that the last 4 years, the economy was just roasted and fleeced. So let's keep our preps up. We just don't know what's going to happen. Also, I did see where I was listening to Trump a little bit while ago. He did mention some tax breaks and I don't know the specifics. Hopefully it's also going to help the regular folks, the middle class. I hope. He did mention something that sounded interesting. He said that they were going to, in this new bill they're going to try to put through, that there would be a tax break on the interest of buying a new vehicle. So if you buy a new vehicle that is assembled in America, that is American-made vehicle, that definition of that's kind of cloudy, but an American-made vehicle manufactured here in the United States, and if you take a loan out on it, which most people have to, then the interest that you would be able to claim a tax break on the interest of that loan. Made it sound like it would make a big difference and really help a lot of people. That would help a lot of people, big time. That sounds good. I like that. We need some breaks, man. We need some bones thrown. I like the idea of saving saving all this taxpayer money and putting it towards the deficit, the debt, the national debt. Yes. We need some relief as well on the ground level. Our regular folk level. I don't know what inform that is. A way that would help and impact taxpayers, Social Security, even if you don't work currently, it's something that would help you too. I don't know, some kind of tax, income tax, sales tax, property tax break. Make it comprehensive, but we do need something. I like the one about the loan. I like the car loan. I like that one. So anyway, share your thoughts. I'm going to go to a passage. Almost forgot. I can't forget the passage. All right, I'm going into Romans. This is a powerful one, I believe, at least. Going back into Romans, chapter 10, verse 9 and 10 says that if you confess with your mouth Jesus as Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. So with the heart a person believes, resulting in righteousness, and with the mouth he confesses, resulting in salvation. Amen. Amen. That's just putting it right down. Putting it plain and simple, right? Let's keep that in mind. Hope that's helpful. I hope that's encouraging. Let's keep in prayer. Let's keep spiritual prep number one. That's number one above everything else. The rest is after that. So let's be safe. Let's be careful out there. Stay close to Jesus. God bless y'all. I will see you soon.